Something very strange is happening with Hearthstone's progression system. Despite a significant increase in free rewards, there is a noticeable trend of hidden reductions in the value of purchases and an overall equalization of offer values. For example, the new Tavern Pass discreetly hides a substantial decrease in benefits compared to the previous one. Early access to a card has returned but is no longer prominently displayed. The third hidden pre-order bundle has an extremely ambiguous value, which is worth discussing. The pre-release Tavern Brawl forces players to buy more packs than they actually need to play. Additionally, players are under the illusion that purchasing the Heroes of StarCraft mini set after the nerf to legendary cards is beneficial in terms of dust acquisition for crafting. It's time to clear up these points.
Time to rock and roll!
Hello my friends. My name is Bot Mathematician and this is Holomancer.
Also, Chief Investigative Reporter Dora joined us this evening.
Gadgets and Gazette always gets the scoop.
This is an unscheduled emergency episode of our show. We originally planned to discuss how generous Hearthstone has become recently, but the highly ambiguous structure of the new store offers and the higher level of audience interest forced us to change our plans and make this video. And you know what? We completely failed to understand the logic behind these changes.
The number of free rewards has noticeably increased throughout the phase of the Great Dark Beyond. This leads to players needing to buy significantly fewer packs with real money. At the same time, the value of paid options is decreasing, which seems entirely illogical, and the new Tavern Pass appears more like a misunderstanding. It feels as if Blizzard is deliberately reducing the value of purchases and gradually equalizing them in terms of worth. All these ambiguous decisions form a pattern that doesn't seem accidental but rather a trend. We've put a lot of effort into this video to create a condensed yet thorough analysis, gathering information that could have filled multiple videos. We would greatly appreciate a like, a subscription, and a tap on the bell icon.
Guys, let's get started. It all began with the Heroes of StarCraft mini set. Blizzard increased the number of cards in the set, and its cost rose from the usual $15 to $20. However, the imbalance is that the developers also increased the number of low-rarity cards, reducing the actual value of this purchase compared to previous mini sets. Previously, purchasing a standard mini set meant that every invested dollar provided 176 dust when disenchanting the entire set, but after the changes, this value dropped by 19%. Interestingly, the value of purchasing the golden version scaled significantly better. Since we've started talking about the mini set, guys, can we discuss the profitability of buying this option for dust extraction after the nerf? This topic concerns a lot of players because the nerf to 2 legendary cards in the set made this option highly attractive for gaining extra value.
Alright Dora, let's cover this briefly. First and foremost, you need to understand one crucial aspect of Hearthstone. Dust is the hardest to obtain resource in the game, and it is very expensive, making it a key component of the game's monetization strategy. Need dust? Buy packs first and extract it from received cards. Each pack contains approximately 100 dust, assuming you disenchant all the cards. However, this is not a guaranteed value, just an average over a long distance.
The paradox is that from the perspective of obtaining the widest possible card collection, dust is 3 times less valuable compared to gold. It is simply much more profitable to acquire cards from packs than to craft them using the hardest to obtain resource. For this reason, in the vast majority of cases, purchasing any option solely for dust extraction is unprofitable, and the Hearthstone team carefully ensures this, as their revenue depends on it. The value of disenchanting an entire regular mini set after the nerf is about 5,500 dust, which allows you to craft roughly 3.5 legendary cards for $20. However, you would have to destroy cards that are likely to remain relevant after rotation, which doesn't seem very irrational. Disenchanting the entire golden set yields nearly 20,000 dust for $80. That's enough to craft 12 legendary cards. But if we compare this option with the mega pre-order bundle for the same price, on average, you will receive 8 random legendary cards, including 1 signature and 1 golden legendary as a pre-order bonus. Additionally, you'll get the full collection of common and rare cards, 16 random epics, and approximately 6,500 dust from disenchanting extra cards and golden copies. This can be converted into crafting 4 more legendary cards. Thus, in terms of obtaining the largest possible card collection, purchasing the Mega Bundle is a far more attractive option than buying and then disenchanting the Golden Mini Set. even under such a generous refund system. The Mega Bundle, in addition to a ton of other cards, will give you roughly the same number of legendary cards, though most of them will be random.
I see only one scenario where purchasing the golden mini set for maximum value extraction makes sense. If your collection has significant gaps in legendary cards from previous expansions, this could be a great opportunity to acquire specific cards you desperately need at the lowest possible price. Any offer that provides more than 100 dust per invested dollar is generally a good deal for this purpose.
That's absolutely right, Dora. Honestly, we don't see any other rational scenarios aside from filling gaps in older collections. Dear viewers, if you can think of something we missed, let us know in the comments.
Unfortunately, the trend of reducing purchase value is also evident in the Tavern Pass, and this is the most frustrating part. Players love this option, and about a third of our audience regularly buys the Tavern Pass. Historically, it has been the best deal for getting tons of cosmetics alongside valuable competitive resources to expand your collection. However, in this expansion, the Tavern Pass has almost entirely lost its resource advantage and has become primarily a premium cosmetic option. The Tavern Pass now provides significantly fewer resources for collection building for several reasons. But let's be clear, the new diamond card is not to blame. The usual diamond card slot in this pass is taken by Ysera, the free promo card for this expansion. This means she won't expand your collection or improve your gameplay options since she's just a duplicate of a card you already own. As a result, her value is purely aesthetic. This is unusual because, in the past, diamond cards had no free analogs. Many players saw this as a reduction in value, but that's actually not the case. As compensation for the competitive value, Tavern Pass holders will receive a golden version of Xavius, a card that is not free. This is also highly unusual and could be misleading, as in the past, golden legendary cards from the pass were free promo cards with only aesthetic value. The most frustrating part? This reward is not even shown in the official Tavern Pass promotional image. With that in mind, we'd like to address Activision Blizzard, a company acquired for $69 billion. Could you please list all the items players receive when they purchase an offer? The Tavern Pass remains one of the best purchases in the store, yet you're not showing players all of its benefits. But that's where the good news ends. Last time, the Tavern Pass for the first time included 6 epic cards in golden and signature form, making collection building significantly cheaper, especially since that expansion cycle lasted a record-breaking duration. Players are well aware of how difficult it is to collect epic cards in Hearthstone. Unfortunately, this time, the number of epic cards has been reduced from 6 back down to the usual 4. And that's not all. The main source of extra resources in the Tavern Pass is the XP boost. However, there's a catch. The Emerald Dream expansion cycle will be roughly a month shorter. This means you'll earn less gold from the rewards track using XP bonus. On average, if you play 30 minutes a day and complete all quests, your additional gold earnings from the XP boost will drop from over 1,500 to about 1,100. The more time you typically spend in the game, the bigger this loss will be.
Here's the bottom line. XP boost becomes slightly less beneficial due to the shorter expansion cycle. Instead of compensating for this by offering a small extra bonus, the developers have further reduced the number of useful resources compared to the previous, significantly longer expansion cycle. This makes no sense at all. Worse still, this decision was intentional, because the Hearthstone team knows exactly how valuable every small element in the game's economy is. These changes strip the Tavern Pass of its status as the best option for resource acquisition and put it on par with other good shop offers. This time, in terms of competitive value, you'll get about the same benefits as the traditional $20 post-release bundle, which offers 20 packs of 2 types and 2 legendary cards. But that offer provides immediate and guaranteed value, whereas the Tavern Pass unlocks its benefits slowly over 3 months. At the same time, no other cosmetic bundle comes close to the Tavern Pass in terms of value. Consider all these factors when making a purchase.
Let's continue discussing the trend of decreasing purchase value. In addition to the mini set in the Tavern Pass, we saw the same pattern in pre-orders. Blizzard tries to add special bonuses to each mega bundle. This time, we once again received arena tickets, but there were fewer of them compared to the previous expansion. This directly affected the overall value of the purchase, though not critically, as these bundles still remain good options for expanding your collection at a reasonable price.
The value of the Mega Bundle and the standard pre-order has now been equalized. each dollar invested provides a comparable amount of useful resources for collection building. However, the Mega Bundle has retained its additional aesthetic value in the form of an exclusive hero portrait. Keep in mind that each conditional pack, which includes other useful resources included in these bundles, costs approximately 71 cents. This is an important detail. Even though the cost of these conditional resources hasn't changed drastically, it's still frustrating to realize that players are getting less value compared to the previous Mega Bundle. This strange decision by the Hearthstone team seems to be aimed at encouraging players to purchase more arena tickets for the pre-release Tavern Brawl. Speaking of pre-orders, we have to mention the first ever hidden unique offer, the Sequence Bundle. This bundle is usually offered to players who purchase both pre-orders, but some players claim they have access to it without making that purchase. Personally, I do not have access to this bundle. Now, let's get to the most interesting part. Its value is drastically different from the other pre-order options. From the perspective of maximizing your card collection, this is not the best offer, as Diamond Neralex will only have special utility during the pre-release week and a few days after launch. The regular version of this card will be distributed for free at level 20 of the rewards track. As a result, neither the regular nor the golden version of this card will be available in packs. This means we are looking at yet another early access card, cleverly disguised. For $60, you're essentially purchasing an advantage for the pre-release Tavern Brawl, as other players who skip this bundle will guaranteed not have this card in their collection. This creates a unique situation where premium players, those who spend significant amounts of money to support the game, are being artificially gated behind a single card, and the only way around it is to buy a less efficient bundle. Even worse, if you purchased both pre-orders but didn't get the specific legendary or epic card needed to strengthen your deck for the pre-release Tavern Brawl, your only alternative is this overpriced bundle to increase your chances of finding what you need. In my opinion, this is a highly predatory new approach. Let's break down its conditional value. If we factor in the exclusive legendary card, each conditional pack in this bundle costs 104 cents, 30 cents more than in the two main bundles. In other words, from the perspective of collecting a non-premium set of expansion cards, you're being asked to overpay by $20 compared to the pre-order bundles. However, after a week, the value of this bundle will drop significantly to 114 cents per pack, as you'll automatically receive the regular version of Neralex through the rewards track.
Guys, to be fair, let's remind our viewers that we're ignoring the aesthetic and premium value of this offer. From the perspective of collectors chasing premium card versions, this is actually a good deal.
Without a doubt, the diamond animation of Neralex looks stunning, and if you're aiming to collect as many premium cards as possible, this is a solid purchase. A diamond legendary alone can be worth over $20, but for players looking to build a wide collection of expansion cards, this offer is completely meaningless.
Dear viewers, what do you think about this type of early access implementation? To get the maximum advantage in the pre-release Tavern Brawl, you now need to spend a total of $190. Is selling access to an exclusive card fair to other pre-order buyers? Speaking of the pre-release Tavern Brawl, we should highlight one more important aspect. Despite its heavily pay-to-win structure, we actually really like the concept of this event. It's one of the rare cases where this approach doesn't conflict with the game's original philosophy. The pre-release Tavern Brawl is a competitive space primarily for players who financially support the game at a high level. In return, they gain early access to new mechanics and, in some cases, a direct advantage over free-to-play players. The problem with this type of event is that it encourages players to spend more money than necessary to expand their gameplay options. For example, if you purchase both pre-orders and a set of Tavern Brawl tickets, you will guaranteed complete your collection during the expansion phase. On top of that, you'll accumulate a surplus of arcane dust. If you have gaps in your older card collections, this is great because you can fill them in. However, if you don't have any missing cards, the excess dust will only be useful for crafting cards in the next expansion. The trick is that if you plan to actively participate in future Tavern Brawls and continue playing regularly, you will once again end up with a surplus of dust while already owning a complete collection. And that's not very efficient.
For players in this situation, we have a recommendation. In general, purchasing both pre-orders and actively participating in pre-release Tavern Brawls will ensure that you complete your collection during the expansion cycle without even needing to spend your gold. Instead of stockpiling excess gold, you can redirect it toward purchasing cosmetic items or special in-game offers. This will make your investment in the game much more efficient. Likewise, the excess dust can be used to craft golden versions of your favorite cards, so don't overlook that option.
On the flip side of all this monetization chaos, we need to highlight a major increase in free rewards during the Great Dark Beyond expansion cycle. Over a 20-week period, the total amount of easily accessible free resources was equivalent to almost 240 newest packs.
That's 70% of the resources needed to complete an entire expansion collection. And the best part? Earning these rewards didn't require an extreme level of effort. The main drivers behind this increase were the enhanced rewards for Tavern Brawl participation. We initially suspected that the Hearthstone team might reduce event rewards to offset this, but instead, the opposite happened. The balance of free resources shifted dramatically, setting a new record. The progression system, which was already quite friendly to regular players, became noticeably more generous. Never before have players received this many valuable rewards for free. Don't get us wrong, as players, we're thrilled about this. But as content creators who closely analyze the game's economy and monetization, we don't understand the logic behind these decisions.
This shift in free-to-play rewards has a direct consequence. It reduces the necessity for players to spend real money on in-game resources.
Considering everything we've discussed, one question naturally arises. Why is the Hearthstone team dramatically increasing free rewards while deliberately reducing the value of their most popular paid options?
For us, this remains a mystery. Before we wrap up, we'd love to hear your thoughts. Does the increase or decrease in useful resources affect your willingness to make a purchase?
Have you noticed that the Tavern Pass has lost some of its value? Do you think early access to a legendary card in Tavern Brawl is fair? Let us know your thoughts below and join the polls in your community tab. Remember to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to support our content and stay updated.
Traditionally, we want to express our boundless gratitude to our sponsors.
Dear friends, your help is invaluable. We will be grateful for any support.
Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for spending this time with us. We really hope that we will have the opportunity to get in touch in the next video.
Take care of yourself.
And never give up.
Job's done.